Inner peace.
Anything is possible when you have inner peace. Shifu sits alone by a serene pool of water, the faint glow of the moon reflecting off its still surface. His breathing is calm, his expression serene. Around him, the world is in chaos. Po is training to face a new threat, and the future of the Valley of Peace hangs in the balance. But Shifu remains unshaken. His fingers gently tap against the water, sending ripples across its surface, and his voice, calm yet resolute, breaks the silence.
Inner peace.
Inner peace. That's cool.
Anything is possible when you have inner peace. This isn't just a moment of quiet reflection. It's the culmination of Shifu's journey. A once perfectionist, control-obsessed master, Shifu is now the embodiment of calm and balance. His wisdom wasn't something he was born with. It was hard-earned through years of mistakes, heartbreak, and growth. For years, Shifu believed that control was the key to success. He pushed himself and his students to the brink, demanding perfection in everything. But when Tai Lung, his greatest prodigy, betrayed him, Shifu's world crumbled. His belief in control failed him, and the chaos that followed left him bitter and broken. Now, sitting by the pool, Shifu's transformation is undeniable. His calm demeanor and profound words are a testament to the wisdom he has gained. Peace doesn't come from controlling the world around you. It comes from accepting it. This wasn't just a lesson for Shifu. It's a lesson for all of us. Have you ever felt like the harder you try to control a situation, the more it slips away? Shifu's journey teaches us that true strength comes not from grasping tighter, but from letting go. Inner peace isn't about eliminating chaos. It's about finding balance within it. What Shifu learned isn't just a philosophy. It's a practical guide for navigating life's challenges. Stay with us, because what Shifu discovered will not only reveal his path to peace, but may just transform the way you see your own struggles. Master Shifu wasn't always the embodiment of calm and wisdom. In fact, his journey began in chaos, driven by a relentless desire for control and perfection. Shifu was once a master who believed that discipline and hard work alone could conquer anything. He trained his students with unwavering precision, demanding nothing short of excellence. His brightest star was Tai Lung, a prodigy who Shifu poured all his energy and belief into, convinced that Tai Lung would be the dragon warrior, destined to protect the Valley of Peace. But Shifu's dream turned into his greatest nightmare. When Tai Lung's desire for power consumed him, Shifu was forced to confront the consequences of his own actions. His strict training and high expectations had shaped Tai Lung into a skilled warrior, but also into someone who felt entitled to greatness. Tai Lung's betrayal shattered Shifu's belief in his methods and left him questioning everything he thought he knew about being a master. This failure didn't just haunt Shifu, it changed him. The once confident and optimistic mentor became rigid, bitter, and distant. He blamed himself for Tai Lung's downfall, and his fear of repeating the same mistake shaped how he approached the world. He sought to regain control over his life and his students, believing that if he could just manage every detail, he could prevent chaos from creeping in again. But the harder Shifu tried to control everything, the more he lost his grip. His strictness alienated his students, and his constant striving for perfection left no room for flexibility or creativity. The arrival of Po, the clumsy and unlikely dragon warrior, was the ultimate test of Shifu's worldview. At first, Shifu rejected Po outright, seeing him as unworthy and incapable of fulfilling the role. But Po's determination and unique approach to learning forced Shifu to reconsider his beliefs. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, things just don't go the way you planned? Like the weight of expectations, your own or someone else's, was too heavy to carry. Shifu's struggle is one we all face. The tension between wanting to control everything and accepting that some things are beyond our grasp. Shifu's journey to inner peace wasn't easy, but it was necessary. His story reminds us that failure isn't the end. It's an opportunity to grow. What happens next will show how Shifu found balance, and how we can too. Shifu's transformation didn't happen overnight. It was a journey filled with frustration, resistance, and the slow realization that his old ways were no longer serving him. His breakthrough began when he encountered a lesson that would change everything. Inner peace is not about controlling the chaos. It's about accepting it. This moment was sparked by Po, the student Shifu initially rejected as unworthy of the Dragon Warrior title. Po's clumsy yet determined spirit challenged everything Shifu believed about mastery and success. At first, Shifu tried to mold Po into the kind of warrior he thought was needed, disciplined, precise, and calculated. But no matter how hard he tried, Po couldn't fit into that mold. Frustrated and on the verge of giving up, Shifu realized something profound. The key to helping Po wasn't forcing him to change. It was embracing who Po already was. By letting go of his need to control every outcome, Shifu began to teach Po in a way that celebrated his unique strengths. But how did Shifu reach this point of clarity? What allowed him to let go of the bitterness and fear that had held him back for so long? The answer lies in his most important lesson: the power of inner peace. What Shifu discovered wasn't just a way to train Po. It was a way to transform his own life. Letting go of control didn't mean surrendering. It meant finding strength in acceptance. Stay with us, because Shifu's journey to inner peace wasn't just about a single lesson. It was about embracing a new way of living. What he learned next would not only change his life, but it could change yours too. To fully understand Shifu's transformation, we need to go back to where it all began: his relentless pursuit of perfection. Shifu wasn't always the calm and wise master we see meditating by the pool. He started as a warrior, fueled by ambition, determined to create a legacy of greatness. His students were his proof of success, and Tai Lung was his crowning achievement. From the moment Tai Lung entered Shifu's life, he became the center of Shifu's world. Shifu saw potential in Tai Lung that was unmatched. He trained him rigorously, instilling discipline, precision, and strength. But in his quest to make Tai Lung the perfect warrior, Shifu overlooked a crucial element: balance. Tai Lung's ambition, unchecked by humility, grew into entitlement. When the Dragon Scroll was denied to him, Tai Lung's fury erupted, and he turned against everything Shifu had taught him. The devastation Tai Lung caused left Shifu broken. He blamed himself for creating a monster and vowed never to repeat his mistakes. This failure transformed Shifu into a master obsessed with control. His teaching style became rigid, and he demanded perfection from his students. He believed that if he could shape them completely, he could prevent another disaster. But then came Po. Clumsy, untrained, and seemingly incapable of becoming the Dragon Warrior, Po represented everything Shifu feared: chaos, unpredictability, and failure. At first, Shifu rejected Po entirely, convinced he was unworthy of the role. But no matter how hard Shifu tried to exclude him, Po remained determined, his enthusiasm and unique approach slowly chipping away at Shifu's rigid mindset. Shifu's turning point came when he realized that his old methods wouldn't work with Po. Trying to force Po into the mold of a traditional warrior was futile. Instead, Shifu began to observe Po's unique strengths, his ability to find joy in the smallest things, his resilience, and his creativity. By embracing Po's individuality, Shifu discovered a new way to teach, one that focused on understanding rather than controlling. This shift wasn't just about training Po, it was about healing himself. Shifu began to let go of the bitterness and fear that had defined him since Tai Lung's betrayal. He learned that inner peace wasn't about eliminating chaos, but about accepting it. Flashbacks to Shifu's meditative moments show how far he had come. Once a master driven by control, he now understood the importance of balance. His wisdom became a guiding force for Po, teaching him not just how to fight, but how to live. Shifu's journey is a reminder that even the most broken paths can lead to transformation. His ability to let go of the past and embrace the present wasn't just a lesson for Po, it's a lesson for all of us. Shifu's journey to inner peace wasn't about a single moment of clarity. It was a gradual transformation shaped by key lessons he learned along the way. These lessons weren't just for him. They're universally applicable and can help anyone seeking balance amidst life's chaos. Shifu's strategy revolved around three core principles: letting go of control, embracing the present, and teaching through understanding. For most of his life, Shifu believed that control was the ultimate path to success. He thought that by meticulously shaping every aspect of his students' training, he could create perfection. But Tai Lung's fall from grace shattered this belief. Shifu realized that control isn't about forcing outcomes, it's about adapting to what's in front of you. When Po arrived, Shifu's instinct was to reject him. Po didn't fit the mold of a traditional warrior. He was clumsy, untrained, and seemingly incapable. But as Shifu began to let go of his rigid expectations, he discovered that Po's greatest strengths lay in his unique approach. Po thrived when his training was fun and aligned with his natural talents. Shifu's willingness to relinquish control allowed both Po and himself to grow. Shifu's quest for perfection often left him trapped in the past or fixated on the future. His guilt over Tai Lung consumed him, and his fear of failure clouded his ability to see what was happening in the moment. The breakthrough came when he learned to focus on the now. One of the most iconic examples of this is Shifu's meditative practice at the pool. He found that peace wasn't about eliminating challenges, it was about accepting them as part of the journey. This mindset allowed Shifu to teach Po with patience and clarity, rather than frustration. By living in the present, Shifu unlocked his own potential and helped Po unlock his. Perhaps the most profound shift in Shifu's approach was how he redefined what it meant to be a master. In his early years, Shifu taught through authority and discipline, expecting his students to conform to his methods. But with Po, he realized that true teaching comes from understanding the individual. Shifu tailored Po's training to align with his love of food and his natural instincts, turning perceived weaknesses into strengths. By understanding Po's unique qualities, Shifu became a more effective mentor and a more compassionate leader. Shifu's lessons aren't just for warriors, they're for anyone navigating life's challenges. Ask yourself, what's one area of your life where you can let go of control? How can focusing on the present help you find clarity? What strengths in yourself or others are you overlooking? Shifu's transformation reminds us that growth comes not from perfection, but from balance. By embracing these principles, we can find our own path to inner peace and mastery. Shifu's journey to inner peace didn't just transform him. It redefined his role as a leader, a teacher, and a person. By letting go of his need for control and embracing the present, Shifu unlocked a new level of clarity and effectiveness that had far-reaching benefits for himself, Po, and the entire Valley of Peace. One of the most evident results of Shifu's transformation was the success of Po's training. By tailoring his methods to Po's unique strengths, Shifu helped Po discover his own potential. This wasn't just about teaching Po to fight. It was about helping him find confidence and purpose. Without Shifu's guidance, Po would have never become the Dragon Warrior, capable of defeating Tai Lung and later Lord Shen. But Shifu's transformation also had a profound personal impact. The guilt and bitterness that had weighed him down for so long began to fade. His newfound inner peace allowed him to approach challenges with calmness and focus, instead of fear and frustration. This was most evident in his interactions with Po and the other members of the Furious Five. Shifu became more patient, understanding, and open to seeing the value in others, even when it didn't fit his initial expectations. For viewers, Shifu's journey offers an inspiring reminder that letting go of perfection and control doesn't mean giving up. It means creating space for growth, creativity, and connection. Inner peace isn't about avoiding challenges, but about finding balance and strength within yourself to face them. Imagine what you could achieve if you stopped trying to control everything and started embracing life as it comes. Shifu's story is proof that the greatest transformations happen not when we force the world to change, but when we change our perspective. What could inner peace help you accomplish? Shifu's transformation wasn't easy. Letting go of control and finding inner peace required him to confront his deepest fears and failures, something many of us can relate to. One of Shifu's biggest challenges was overcoming his guilt. He blamed himself entirely for Tai Lung's fall, believing that his failure as a teacher had created a monster. This guilt didn't just haunt him, it controlled him. For years, Shifu tried to atone for his mistakes by becoming stricter and more controlling, hoping to prevent history from repeating itself. But this approach only alienated him from his students and made him more bitter. His perfectionism became a barrier, preventing him from embracing new possibilities, like Po's unique potential. Another obstacle Shifu faced was fear. Fear of failure, of the unknown, and of losing what little control he thought he had. When Po arrived, Shifu's initial reaction was rejection. Po didn't fit Shifu's expectations, and instead of adapting, Shifu tried to force Po into a mold he couldn't fit. This fear of stepping outside his comfort zone kept Shifu trapped in old patterns. Overcoming these obstacles required Shifu to change his mindset. He had to accept that failure is a part of growth and that perfection isn't the goal. Progress is. By recognizing his own limitations and embracing the strengths of others, Shifu was able to rebuild his confidence and find peace. For us, Shifu's journey offers a powerful lesson. The hardest obstacles to overcome are often the ones within ourselves. Whether it's guilt, fear, or perfectionism, true growth begins when we acknowledge these feelings and choose to let them go. What's one thing you're holding on to that's holding you back? Like Shifu, the path forward starts with acceptance and a willingness to change. Shifu's journey to inner peace is more than just a story. It's a guide for anyone looking to overcome life's challenges and find balance. His transformation teaches us that control isn't the answer, and perfection isn't the goal. True strength comes from letting go, embracing the present, and finding peace within ourselves. Now it's your turn. Take a moment to reflect. What's one thing in your life that you're trying to control, but can't? What would happen if you let go of that need and focused on accepting the moment instead? Shifu's story reminds us that growth comes not from holding on, but from letting go. Share your thoughts in the comments. What lesson from Shifu resonates most with you? How do you plan to bring a little more inner peace into your life? If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need a little wisdom from Master Shifu today. Together, we can all learn to embrace the chaos, find our balance, and discover the strength of inner peace. As Shifu once said, anything is possible when you have inner peace. Let today be the start of your journey.